We had some people, yes, we had people here in Italy that we could check. Is it good enough? Well, good enough. Is it, is it how it's supposed to be? And we had, when we did our tour here, we had a guide telling us, this building you can do, this no, it's too soon, or too close to us, and it's too modern. This one is perfect. This one wasn't that like that, and whatnot. So yeah, we made sure that it is not the Florence that you'll see if you come here. It is the Florence as it was back then. I'll give you an example in Venice. The Rialto Bridge, this famous white bridge that you see in a lot of pictures about Venice. Well, back then it wasn't built yet. It was a wooden bridge. Well, we did the wooden bridge. We didn't do the one that people know, even though it would have make really beautiful screenshot because we say, oh, that's Venice. But it wasn't there, so we couldn't make it. So we made the choice to be sometimes really much more about accuracy than only beautiful shot. But other times we had to come up with solution to game design or level design, and then we went away a little bit from history. So it's we tried to really be the best, to find the best balance between the two. Well, what we do when we do a city is basically we picked the landmarks we're going to build. We try to make them at the right location, and then we fill the gap with houses that we build also of different heights, different widths, and angles, and some we create also some landmarks that is a mix of 2 or 3 different landmarks that we put together, some towers, for example, that we had to build, and then with those buildings we would create the streets. Because then you put it's almost having like Lego blocks, and then this is how the city designers because we have city designers, would create a city and create the flow, and then we move some buildings around here and there, but this is how from the big landmarks, in between we have a smaller house, and this is how we built our cities. And then it's like we also put all the props, all the little objects that create a city, and then we fill that with crowd, that we put on crowd flow. So it's like lines on the ground, and the AI, the NPC, the non-playable character, will follow the crowd flow. And this is how we build our cities and our gameplay. And this is the 2D layers, but then there's also all the 3D layers. So all the climbing will be done what we do with those buildings, and also everything that is in between that we can do a free run on. So the ropes, the poles, and everything, and that is all placed by city designers and artists. So it's really a big work, because maybe when you see the end result, you feel like it's so much organic, but it's layers upon layers upon layers of a city. The first time you see it, it's just the collision, the basic layout of a city, and then you put the real buildings, so like boom. Then you put the landmarks, which is just like a square, saying, or a cube, saying, here is going to be a landmark, and somebody on this computer built a landmark, and then suddenly this cube is replaced by Duomo, and then it's there. And then you also have to build all the different buildings depending on where you are according to them. Because when you close, it's the most details you can have, but this building must be seen from far away. And then we built a level of details, and when it's far away, it's maybe just a little box that looks like a building, but it's not. And so we have to build them all. So it's really a big work, and a lot of talented people worked on this to make it happen. This time we wanted also not only to have obstacles or people that are individuals, but we wanted to have groups of people. So we worked hard on making our artificial intelligence to make people walk together and behave together. So you'll see what we do, like I said, we have crowd flow. So really, like, people will go on the ground and put like lines saying, okay, with arrows, basically. This is like a top view, and NPC will be following those lines, and that will help them. Then they have to say, oh, here there's an object, I will go around it and continue my line. And level designers can say, okay, there's a group of 5 people walking around here, and then we'll say, okay, in the corner over there, I'll put another 2 or 3 people talking, another over there. That will be a merchant. He's going to be selling something, and then this is all about the NPC. And then we'll say, oh, we need enemies. We'll put guards, and this is really, again, that's another layer. This is all the city life, and we also have this time around people doing they will repair walls. They will be on the ground asking for money. Mm-hmm. So it will also create a sense of life, living in video world. But it takes a lot of time to do. This is really you don't have it at first. It's roughly when the cities is finished, before it's actually finished, you will play with halfway things. It's instead of being, we only have people walking first, and then the guards will arrive, and then people doing something else, and then the merchant. So it's really, again, it's all about working in iteration. That's how we do it. That's how we do our things. We didn't restart entirely, but almost. But we knew how to do it. It's just because our first one, we did it not knowing what was an Assassin's Creed game. So there was a lot of testing, if you will, trying this and that, and then we worked because on top of each other, and eventually we had to ship it. And then say, okay, this time we'll know that we need to do a crowd, we know the fight system, we know the AI, we know what needs to be done. It was just to make sure that we make it as clean as possible. So now when it will be time to debug and to finish it, it'll be easier to do. And it will be much more easier to iterate, and that we have the best tool to do more missions, for example. But we didn't throw away the engine. It's just some portion of it. Now that we knew what needed to be done, we're redone. But a lot of it also was still redone, because I guess it's part of what is a technological job, is that it's always has to be better than the last time we did it. So you tend to restart and use often. For sure that the success of the first one helped us money-wise, but also we felt there was some stuff that people liked, otherwise it was not possible to have sold that many. But we did we started new, and we decided to go with the different time settings and a different character, because it's part of the brand and we had to do it. That was a risk, because people liked the first one, so what happened if people don't like Ezio as much as they like Altair? But we had to do it, and I'm sure now, I hope, but I'm pretty sure also that those 9 million people will be a bit more this time around, because of everything that we worked on, and because we made a better game, I think, and we're telling a better story in a better way, and it's not perfect. I'm not saying it is, and it's not a perfect game, but I'm pretty proud of what the team has done, and I think people will enjoy it. I mean, when you start Assassin's Creed 2 and you get into the story, and you immerse yourself in this Italian family, epic family story, and gruesome assassination, and you lose yourself into it, and I think people will actually go buy it again. So I hope more than 9 million. But that's not the goal. The goal wasn't to, personally, it's never to sell millions upon millions upon millions. It's more to really be proud of what we do and be able to sleep at night. My favorite thing in a game, I think, is really, really the way we manage to tell a good story while having a fun game. It's what I mean by that is that it's a funny game. You'll laugh while you play Assassin's Creed 2, and that I'm really proud of. That even if it's a emotional game, it's about someone who has to kill people. There's good moment of human, real thing, friendship, loss, making a good joke to your friends. So you also have this. This is what I'm mostly proud of, the way we managed to tell a good story while having fun.